Wow.
Hmm. That
That's
gets
over. I like that.
I'm energized now.
We are, I was running. I was on YouTube and I just not YouTube. It was on Facebook and I just liked it. It was a guy. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but Ian, and I said, "Ooh, can I give you a tip and use this?" And they were like, "It's not mine." I was like, "Okay, okay, it's cool." Um, so we're live, Terry. It's Tuesday. How's it feeling? Yesterday was
It's
the
Tuesday. Yeah.
full moon. Today is the full
Full
moon.
moon.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got the full moon coming. It's still 3 days, usually the day before, the day, and then the day after. So we're going to feel the effects of it for. Hi, Daryl. We're going to feel the effects of it for a little while, the next few days, and yeah, so it's yeah, it's a lot. We've had so much stuff. The energy has just been overwhelming for a lot of people, and I see it, and just family and friends, you know.
What are you seeing
I
with
don't
your
know, but
family? My son is like he likes his job, and 2 days in a row he's like oversleeping and just
ah,
comatose. Even though he's like gone to bed on time and earlier than normal. Hey Kiki, hey Colleen, Daryl, and Dom. Yeah, he's just been so sleepy. But then I was too. But what I thought was sleep was more
yeah.
like tension. And it was pulling on my back and it was pulling on my neck. And then it was actually literally pulling on my eyes to the point I went and got a massage. And when this lady was moving around the muscles and stuff, I started to feel like this is touching this. This is pulling here. And I was realizing like, oh, all of this is just compressed and like overwhelming and it's showing physically in the body, but is it really just a physical
Mhm.
presence or was that an energetic presence? And it was energetic because it's like loading up all these things on your plate, dreaming the impossible dream, getting overwhelmed by, little things around you, not necessarily with people, but the things that you desire. And then maybe mixing in, what do I want? What do I ask for? What do I fix? What do I change? And what do I manifest? It gets overwhelming when you have all those questions spinning around and you're like, I don't know what I want. And it becomes so
Okay.
external.
I think the world is kind of at that place, and one of the things, we live our individual lives, or we live within a community or a family or whatever, and we observe things. But if you were to expand yourself and to look at the earth from the moon, for example, are you going to see all those little nuances about, oh, this is Terry's family, this is Erica's family? No, you're going to see the earth as a unit. And so we have that mass consciousness web around us. And so whatever is happening in the collective, we're going to feel it because this is where we're breathing our energy in from. And then you've got a mix of solar flares and solar energies and the moon and planetary alignments. And so that's trying to break through this layer of mass consciousness that needs to be cleared. And so it's going to cause um, different things happening, and people are going to react differently, and maybe you're going to get the stream of, I don't know, Pluto retrograde or Mercury retrograde, or maybe you're going to get the full moon, or maybe it's not going to hit you this time. And it just depends on your energetic signature. So I think we feel a collective, and then it translates into our own life. And so sometimes we have to say, what is this? Is this mine, or am I feeling a collective energy?
So I'll go ahead and I have some suggestions, but I'll go ahead and let you give your suggestions on what to do about that. Did you have suggestions?
Well, I think I do have suggestions, because I mean, where I didn't really think about this we didn't really know what we were talking about, but the conversation. I mean, we all have a lot of stuff, but we have to sort of think about, well, what is if it's mine, what can I do about it? And then just go with understanding that, okay, well, today I'm feeling really tired. I'm going to honor that aspect today. And is it because I've overworked myself? Well, no, maybe I'm just picking up on a collective thing, so let it just flow through me. And so sometimes we have to learn that we just have to be a conduit and not have to take things personally. And when the clerk at the grocery store blows up, it's not about you. It's maybe it is about your energy being that trigger for her to release things. I'm just using that as a weird example, but sometimes we are triggers as well, and we don't have to become we don't have to engage in that. Like it's sort of like, okay, this is that flow of energy. Recognize that it is an energy that's trying to release itself, and let things go. And so we just are fortunate that we understand it, and we don't have to be part of the other unawakening people. We're awakening, so we understand that there's a shift happening, and this is part of a shift, right? When you're yeah.
It's a
Yeah, go
very
ahead.
pleasant thing when you can just kind of relax and understand that sometimes you just feel trapped. And what was happening for me is the energy was trapped, and she moved that energy around, but there's some things that I need to do to move energy around because I literally was feeling trapped the same way that energy was. Like, I want to fix my house, I want to fix the garden, I want to get this popcorn off the ceiling, I want, these other things that fulfill my life. And it's like all of it in your face at once. But then maybe trying to figure it out in here instead of in here. And honestly, what I really wanted to do was go out this weekend and go to a new space. That's what I truly, truly desired. And I felt like if I can go to a new space, this will make me happy. And so, it might be that time where we can break the routine and go see something new, like go to a new shopping center, go to a new library, go to a new park, walk down a different road, maybe go to on some adventure. When you used to just drive, get in your car and just drive, you didn't really necessarily know where you were going,
Yeah.
but what might I see along the way? Even now, it's making me think of gosh, I wonder, this would be like a cool activity to do if you could give yourself not like an Easter egg hunt, but what's that thing? What's the thing where you're like looking for the little, what is it? Tell me. You
A
just said
treasure
something.
hunt? A
Yeah,
treasure
like
hunt?
going on a treasure hunt. Like if you
Is it
had
a treasure hunt? You look
yeah,
treasure hunt?
yeah. I saw this too online. This geological, it's like a geological puzzle where the guy goes and he hides these little different things and you have to go find it. Not necessarily that deep, but if you had this we're gonna do that one day, Terry, where we go on a treasure hunt and we have to go find it. Like
Scaven a
maybe you'll
sca-
find
or a scavenger
scavenger
a
hunt.
scavenger hunt.
You're right. You got to go find a key that's, or a penny that's on his
Yeah.
head, or like like this is not necessarily a spiritual thing, but it's something to give your mind a break. Because sometimes I feel like I know what it was too. I was surging on watching all these videos and learning all this stuff, and it's like maybe I reached this point where I was too jacked in, and I was too I needed to loosen that up because I think we are a little hard on ourselves sometimes with like not allowing ourselves to relax and only watching educational videos, and I don't watch movies and I don't listen to music and all these things that you don't do. But then it's like you still need some release, because a lot of people don't meditate and a lot of people aren't doing yoga and a lot of people aren't taking long walks, but they're packed up in the house with those cigarettes and some coffee watching all these videos, and it can get you acting a little weird and a little creepy sometimes.
Yeah. I,
It's great.
I don't, I'm by myself now, but what I used to do is I always like to, I would bake, I would take a day and I would do a bunch of baking because that's a creative process. And I think that's part of when we lose that creativity when we're sitting and just always absorbing, we need to create. And so, going on a scavenger hunt is creative. Baking is creative. Cooking is creative. Sewing is creative. Those are things that we need to sometimes. That's why we have quote hobbies, because hobbies can be a creative venture that take us out of the space that we're normally in. And so when we have a hobby, we're now creating different neural pathways because we're focusing on something different. We're allowing the right the right brain to open up, and this is giving us it's where we connect with joy.
So just in case you hadn't noticed, Terry is a new hand model. Go ahead. And she's been modeling these pretty fingernails
I
because
oh, you
we
like my
yeah,
I'm
we
tossing
see
my
you,
hands.
Terry.
Did you not know that?
Huh?
I've had people I've had people grab my hands and say, "Okay, talk."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, no, you're
Anyway,
a
now
hand
you get
model now,
embarrassed.
and we like it, because it just if you are going to be a hand model, it's best that you have the best nails. So that's pretty nice.
Okay,
And
well,
that's it too, right?
and rings. Okay.
I know, girl. You was looking baller over there. I was like, ooh, Terry's showing out. Got the glasses and the lipstick. She's looking good, y'all. In case you hadn't seen her on Singles Night, Terry is single out in Winnipeg. So let's just put that out there into the universe. Like, ooh, she's a cutie.
Oh,
And
yeah,
she
thank
always
you.
gets her toenails done. Always. So anyway, I had to say something because
Always.
anyway. But even that is an outlet, right? Go get yourself a massage, go get your nails done, go get a hand massage. I don't know if you've ever noticed like how much tension you can have in your arms and your wrists and your hands
Oh,
sometimes.
absolutely.
Sometimes these but
Yeah.
anyway. So these were
I
some of
used
the beautiful
to,
things.
I still do, but I used to, I would do reflexology and doing the feet, but also the hands. And also you can do your face and the scalp. All those things make we
Definitely
hold
the
tension
scalp.
in
The
mhm.
scalp. The scalp.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're watching, you like this, tag somebody, like and share and subscribe. We got to do that sooner than later. Just in case you don't know, I do theta healing
Mhm.
and Terry does Akashic records and she does axiotonal alignment, and all these things can be done online. So just letting you know. But now we're going to get into the cards. Before we even get into, okay, so I want to get into the
Uh,
cards. Hold on, I'm getting into the. I gotta get. Wait a minute. Woo! Wow, I just like that. We're running into the cards, y'all.
it's
Running
very
into the cards,
energetic.
and plus, I just like being
So
extra.
so this is yeah. So these cards are they're a new deck from Colette Baron Reed, and they're called the Guides of the Hidden Realms. And I thought, well, last night, what are we going to talk about? And these cards came up, and it was like, whoa, this is really, I thought they were really significant. And so the emergence of hope, faith, trusting in a divine plan, and all is well, and patience. And I think this is something that we, in our community is like we have been waiting for things, and oh, it's going to happen, and this is all going to happen. And I think we had hope before, but we kind of lost track of it. And I think this is a reminder that um, hope doesn't just disappear. We have to reignite it within ourselves, and just have faith and trust that there is a plan, and patience. And uh, the Lord only knows that if anybody's had a challenge in life, it's me with patience. And so it's like patience again. This word keeps coming up. Be patient. Be patient. We're so used in our society to having things immediately happen that we forget that there's a season for everything, and you can't plant a seed and expect the flower to be in bloom a week after you've planted the seed. So we have to recognize, sometimes we have to step back and recognize that, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I have faith that, and I have hope that I plant this seed and it's going to become a beautiful flower. But I have to realize that I need to nurture it, and it will happen in its time, in its season. So um, I think that's that emergence of hope, is that it's always there, but I think we just have to recognize that it's still there, and it is emerging, and things are changing. We just have to think about it, and look back what's happened in the last 5 years. How have things changed? We could not handle something all of a sudden, a big change, bigger than what we're handling right now. Um, so, and then the next card is surrender to the change. The art of allowing resilience and adaptability. So this one. So the change is happening, and we have to surrender to it. Be the way that somebody posted on the internet, that it's all going to happen like this, and this is what's going to happen, and that it may, but there's going to be a change that we're going to have to embrace and allow it, and allow ourselves to flow with the change, and allowing ourselves to adapt to it. Because gee whiz, if all of a sudden we're here and we're here, how do you adapt to this very sudden accept all of that? Because if all of a sudden this happened tomorrow, how would we be able to deal with it? So we are building our resilience as we are continuing forward. And then the third card is enough for now and always. And it's you are enough, worthiness, and faith in needs being met. Um, so, enough for now and always is that instead of projecting ourselves into the future, realize that being in the now, we have what we need at this present moment. And you know what? We can say, yeah, I've got these bills to pay, or yeah, I got this, or whatever. But if you're in the present moment, that's all we have. And so, we have enough for now. And if we are going to trust in that flow, and trust and have hope, and realize that we are moving forward, and we will have what we need, and we're building our resilience and our adaptability with each step that we take each day. So I think that it was a lovely message that came through the cards today.
It sure is. The funny thing about this, when I first looked at this first one, I was like, wow, it's the sun, but it's surrounded by the dark. Isn't that interesting? That,
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, you could even look at that two ways because you are a light in a dark place, right? Or you can still remain a light. And that's that
Right.
emergence of hope,
Hmm.
right? If you were in a dark place and you saw just a speck of light, you usually go towards the light. So definitely a second message even for that is if it is dark, focus on looking around for the light. You know what I mean? And go find that
Hmm.
exit in the light. But then the last thing I was going to say about that is, even when it's cloudy outside, when it's raining, the sun is still shining. Even when it's cloudy outside, it looks
Absolutely.
dark, but the sun is still shining. Even when it's nighttime, literally, still the sun is still shining. It's just not shining where you can see it anymore. So we can get so hopeless sometimes, but there is still light. There's still light.
Yeah.
And as the cycle goes, when the darkness comes, that's the fourth message. As the darkness comes, it has to be followed by the light again because it's a cycle. So when you're in that time that it feels dark, understand that it doesn't last always, right? Like that song says, trouble don't last always. And then
Right.
here it is, this surrender to change. This reminds me of you, Terry, in the swimming pool when you
Mm.
go and submerge yourself in that water and you close your eyes and you evidently you feel safe. Otherwise you wouldn't be there, right?
Right. Yeah.
So you close your eyes. When you close your eyes, you trigger to the rest of your nervous system that you are safe. So
Hmm.
you can close your eyes, wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a hug. Sometimes you do this to yourself and say, I am safe in my body. And you take a breath and you can just relax. And I'm going to allow people to do that right now, just to close your eyes, wrap your arms around yourself, and give yourself a squeeze. Take a breath and just tell yourself, I am safe. I really am safe. I am surrounded by my team. I am loved by the creator and source. I don't have enemies because I've changed my way of thinking. And I don't have to
Hmm.
worry about my enemies. I'm protected and I can't have enemies because if you are me and I'm you and we're all one, how can I really truly have an enemy? I might have someone that's playing a part that might feel difficult or uncomfortable at the time, but I don't truly have an enemy. It's nothing to fight, nothing to change. And
Mm.
so I surrender to the changes around me. And the last one really stood out to me too because that's a coral, but the fish is eating off of it. And to me, it was like food for thought. We look all around for the
Right.
answers. This third eye is lit up and it's branching out the coral, and it's so
Right.
much growth in here coming out of that third eye, coming out of that person that it's enough to feed others. Look at that. So you are enough,
Yeah.
and you worry that you're not enough. You are enough. You don't understand enough, but you have it so deeply embedded in you. And if you just relax and surrender, allow that hope to come through, you'll realize that you got it. You got this.
Hmm.
You got this. And I'm gonna take this off the screen, but you got it. Because I really was curious about the coral, and I had to like go to. You don't have to look for it. You just have to find it within yourself.
Yes.
Rebel is so on point.
Yeah.
You are the light, and you don't have to look for it within yourself. It's we started today at 11. Normally we usually start at 12, but I have a class at 12, and Terry's gonna go into the Telegram chat, and she's gonna do the individual readings. And let me find the link. I think it's under banners. Oh, okay. There goes the Telegram group that we have. I mean, we're broadcasting on the Matrix Mind. The Matrix Mind's an amazing spot. It has subscriptions also, and it has wonderful other readers and shows. Last night, Matthew was on there with Ava, and they had a great talk about SSP and, understanding the multidimensional mind, because people are living different realities and we're all at living it out at once. And sometimes your bubble might enter into my bubble, and then sometimes your bubble's way over there, and I'm like, I don't understand your bubble. I'm not trying to be but it's like we just allowing each other to exist in a peaceful manner, that we don't have to prove or disprove. Even the fact that we're in a simulation, or if Earth is, whatever it is that people are going through, I don't have to know it all, be it all, or have all the answers. That's kind of the thing too, is people are struggling because you feel like you got to provide the answers for someone else, and it's okay to say I don't know.
Yeah.
So, good morning, Peggy. Hopefully we said hi to everybody out there. I don't know what happens. The buttons get jammed and it doesn't allow me to show this last comment. Different frequencies. Yeah. We're not all the same. So we're gonna run out of the room.
Yeah.
But I'll let Terry, if you got something else to say. Oh, I'm gonna mess with that video again.
No, hey Monique. You know what? I think we just need to realize, like Rebel was saying, we're all on different frequencies, and hey, if you're vibrating at a 3 and I'm at an 8, doesn't mean that one is better than the other. It just means that we're going to have a different frequency and a different understanding of things, and this is what the creative source wants, is the experience, because we're all one. True. Ultimately. And when we start to realize that we're all part of the creative source, we're all part of the creator, then the little finger is not more important than the left leg, right? We're all part of something, and we're all part of that whole unit, and so we each have a different experience, and honoring that, and yeah, that's part of our evolution. And when people are ready to wake up, they're going to wake up, and we can't force somebody.
It's like, which one would you exchange? Which one would you rather have, your teeth or your tongue? What if you had to choose? You want them both, right?
Yeah.
You want to eat steak.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to sip through a straw, and then you don't want to eat steak and not be able to taste it. So it takes a blend for this crazy salad we got. We got a crazy salad going on.
Yeah.
But here you go.
Here's and I'm just going back to that. Have you ever hurt your pinky finger? I'll tell you, I sprained it a while ago, and I felt it throughout my whole body. You don't think about it, but boy, I couldn't move my arm. I was feeling it in my neck and everything. And it's just like, oh, wait a minute, that little pinky finger, even though we don't give it much attention, can sure cause a lot of havoc when it's not working properly. So we're all part of this creative source, and so each one of us matters in our own way.
All right, we're gonna fly out. Getting flued out, y'all. Getting flued out.
It's been lovely to see you. I will be in the Woman of the Stars chat in a few minutes.